there, fellow crusaders of the internet. Why are you in my house? I feel like that's rather odd that you're here. Ooh, perhaps you're looking for a story. Well, it just so happens that I have one right here, made especially for this time of year. Now, why don't we get started? Long ago, before there was really any talk of the thing that you're about to watch, there was a man named Geek, and he was determined to talk about this film known as Arthur Christmas. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. I'm That One Movie Geek, and today I want to talk to you about a Christmas movie that I feel hasn't really gotten the respect it deserves because it's up there with so many other good Christmas films. And that Christmas film is none other than Arthur Christmas. No, not that one. I hate that I have to compare this to that because that other one exists. No, I'm talking about the one from 2011. Surprisingly, at first glance, this is not the Christmas film that you expect. This is a much more well thought out, well executed, and amazingly funny, yet unbelievably good Christmas film. The film follows Arthur, who's one of the two sons of Santa. Arthur works in the mailroom and knows a lot about the children that he gets letters from about what they're asking Santa for Christmas. Arthur freaks out, though, when he realizes that a child's been missed with the Christmas Eve operation that they just performed. And with what little time they have left till sunrise, he partners up with his grandpa, or Grand Santa, which is low-key the best character in this entire film, and an elf in the wrapping department who takes her job way too seriously to get the toy to the kid before Christmas morning. Now on the surface, this seems like a really complex film, but surprisingly, it works very well to the advantage in the story that it's been given. The film is surprisingly fast, clever, and knows what to do at what point. Nothing feels rushed, and every part of the story flows out perfectly as it should. It feels like nothing is overdone or underused. Everything has a purpose. Every detail is accounted for. I also just want to mention, this is one of those films where if you watch it enough, you'll catch all the jokes. After multiple rewatches, I finally was able to catch every joke. I mean, just look at this opening scene and tell me you're gonna have to watch this multiple times just to get every joke.
Field elves jingle! Jingle, jingle! Drop time 18.14 seconds per household! Dog food incoming! Meaty chunks in the hole! Wow, clam channel! This kid must have been good his whole life!
I don't even know how they managed to do that, but I'm impressed and astonished that they could do something like that. I also want to mention that I feel like this film takes every good part about every major Christmas film, like A Christmas Carol or A Charlie Brown Christmas and The Grinch, and it puts them all together to form not only the same lesson that's been taught so many different times, but it does it in a really unique way and makes it entirely brand new. One of my favorite parts of the film is the conflicting opinions between everyone in the Santa family. There's so much potential sought with this idea, and there's so much that is executed brilliantly with it. There's Grand Santa, who wants to do things the old-fashioned way, since he was one of the OG Santas. There's Arthur's brother, who does everything the new-fashioned way with technology and all the enhancements. And there's Arthur, who doesn't care how it gets done, but just that it gets done. And each one of these characters embody that to a T, and it doesn't feel overused or underused. Everything just flows together perfectly and makes so much sense. Like, for example, Arthur's in the mailroom, and he knows a lot about these kids. Oh, so that means he knows everything, like he'll know the true meaning of Christmas. No, he doesn't. He's a screw-up, he's a klutz. He doesn't know everything, and he worries about everything constantly. It's an unlikely role for this protagonist, but it fits so well because that's really what it's all about. And that's really what makes it so perfect. And every other role fits just the same way. Arthur's brother Steve does everything the new-fashioned way with all of his fancy enhancements with technology. He's up to date with everything, and he has all the facts. Well, at least when it comes to him and his technology and the mission, of course. Which again, works perfectly with who he is as a character and what he represents for the story. Like I said, there is so much that's great about this, and so much that is used to its proper potential. Another thing that I want to point out about this film is that it's not afraid to get too deep and go all out with what it wants to tell us. I mean, any Christmas special should definitely do that, but this one does it in a way that just feels right through and through. When they have to have the separation bit, they do it in a unique way where they're all still kind of stuck together and they have to work with that. And they make it flow in a way that doesn't feel like, oh, the conflict's supposed to happen. No, it feels like it's naturally meant to happen in this part of the story. It doesn't feel forced. It feels like it's pretty much welcomed at this point. I could go on, but I don't really want this to contain a lot of spoilers, and I want you to see this spectacle for yourself, because it is just so good. The last thing I'll say before I wrap everything up at the bottom line is that I love that there is no villain in this entire film. Sure, you could call Steve an obstacle or a threat, or in this case, villain, but I honestly don't think that's what it is. There is no true villain. It's just what the holidays are and what happens with them with everyone. Because let's be honest, we've been there. Trying to do this one thing for those who we love, but it doesn't end the way we need it to. Like I said, major relatability levels. There's just so much to love about this film, I swear. But in case you fell asleep during all that, or you just didn't care for my rambling and you want my final verdict or just opinion about it in general, here's the bottom line. Arthur Christmas is the definition of a Christmas film or special. It has everything you're looking for, everything that your kids will need to learn about Christmas. It tackles Christmas, or the idea of Christmas, in an entirely new, different way. It doesn't feel repetitive. It's authentic, fresh, perfect, new, original, and classic in every way it can be. I really do hope over time more people watch this and more people appreciate the masterpiece that it is, because so many are missing out on this joyous, amazing Christmas film. If you have not seen this film, I beg you, please watch it, because it is a classic in the making, and we need more people to watch it. And it's free pretty much anywhere. I looked up it on YouTube TV, and it's free. Like, it said there were ads in there, but there were no ads, I swear. Like, I just can't get this film out of my head. I watch it nearly every year. It's great. So if you have some time, put it on, watch it with your relatives, and just enjoy it. Because that's really what matters. And, I think that's about it. Merry Christmas. And thus, when the review was done, more people were enlightened and wanted to watch the film themselves. So, they got up from their sofas and then sat back down, went on their streaming services, or whatever you kids use nowadays, and then watched it, and marveled at how great of a classic it was, up there with the original Grinch, the Home Alone films, and A Charlie Brown Christmas. Wow. Now, wasn't that a story? Well, I certainly hope that you're all enlightened and eager to check out Arthur Christmas for yourself. Now, please get out of my house. I'm expecting actual company for a party. And, Merry Christmas, I suppose. I don't want to end on a sour note, anyway. Seriously, though, do get out of my house.
It was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.